Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is 3 rounds in the APFC welterweight division, sponsored by F3 Energy and Combat Corner. And now, introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a mixed martial artist. He stands 6 feet 2 inches tall and officially weighed in at 169 1/2 pounds. Coming in tonight with a record of 1 victory and 1 defeat, and fighting out of Tybee Island, Georgia, Brock Wonder Twin Seyden. And across the cage, his opponent fighting out of the red corner, a striker. He stands 6 feet 1 inch tall and officially weighed in at 166 1/2 pounds. Coming in tonight with a record of 3 victories and 3 defeats, and fighting out of Fredericksburg, Virginia, Demario Mclemore. And your referee in charge is Mike King.
Mike King, third man inside for this welterweight battle. Brock Seyden in the, I believe, cheetah print shorts, and Demario Mclemore in the green, red, and white. Probably the largest age differential on the card. 18 years separate these two. We'll see if that experience is an advantage for Demario.
We got the young bull versus the old lion. Let's see who prevails.
Orthodox versus Southpaw. We'll see if they switch stances at all. Brock Seyden looked like a man possessed in the fighter intro, David.
And he looks like a man possessed in the intro to the fight as he comes out here just swinging those leg kicks and closing the distance right away. Demario Mclemore just gripping him up right now. Great overhook, and seems to be controlling him right now.
Brock Seyden has the Invincible logo tattooed on him, but he is looking a little vulnerable to some of those shots on the inside from Mclemore.
Hard shots by Mclemore on the clinch, and Seyden was looking to break free and create space.
Kicks from both gentlemen. Nice connections from Seyden.
Fast hands there by Mclemore. That confidence he spoke about, I'm seeing it already.
Doubling up on that lead leg. Minute gone by. No
left
real
hook snuck in there for Seyden.
No real combinations from either gentleman yet.
I don't know, Seyden slowly creeping his way into range. The left hook touched just a little bit. Right hand snuck in on a counter ever so slightly. But I think as this round goes on, he's just kind of getting his timing and his range.
Both gentlemen unsuccessful in their first APFC efforts. One of them has to win this one. Demario wings on a right hand. I like the patience from Seyden. He is just methodically going about this round.
Definitely calculating everything. You know, I feel like he's throwing some of these shots just to see the reaction that he's getting from Mclemore, and he's going to try to set some traps here on his feet.
And butchering the lead leg all while doing it. Demario advances with a right hook that partially connects.
Looping right hook by Mclemore, almost Tyson-like.
Oh, he's swinging combos at a ghost in front of him, David.
He is. I think he needs to focus a little bit more on closing the distance. I think the confidence that he's getting from making Seyden miss isn't very effective here, right? I mean, it looks cool from the outside. It's nice to make your opponent miss, but if you make someone miss, you got to make them pay or you're wasting your time.
Demo doesn't seem like he wants to commit to the pocket at the moment, which is, in my estimation, why the distance management is working against him right now.
Very much a lot of wasted motion currently by Mclemore.
Final 30 seconds left. Wonder Twin Brock Seyden does actually have a twin as he uncorks a nice combination on Mclemore. Just very patient from Seyden.
My fear here is I feel like Mclemore is just waiting on that one big punch to land. He wants to counter and land one big shot, where you have Seyden who's accumulating punches. He's accumulating strikes here. He's touching up high. He's touching down low. Therefore giving him the round, but he's also gaining range and he's getting more confident as the rounds go on.
Certainly the best version of Brock Seyden that we have seen. Second frame is upon us. Here's a quick replay from round number 1.
Here we had Seyden just on the outside touching. Mclemore was looking to jump in and jump out, throwing those explosive punches. However, not landing much of anything, just swinging at the air here. Seyden controlling, touching low, touching high, finding his shots, finding his openings. He's not putting too much on those shots, but he's realizing and he's collecting data. He knows where he can touch, and I feel like in the second round now, we're gonna see him put the pedal to the metal a little bit and try to do some damage.
Maybe the Wonder Twin will commit to some of these shots and sit down on them. But the problem is, David, you sit down on a shot, you open yourself up to getting countered.
That's the name of the game, and that's why, you know, just being intelligent in the way he's approaching the striking is going to help him. He kind of knows the reactions that Mclemore has. He showed him all of his defense at this point. We haven't really seen much offense from Mclemore just yet.
Beautiful extended combination from Brock Seyden. Just a poetic sentence of violence from him early in round 2. Now opens up with that 2-3, partially lands. Demario advancing backwards. Maybe he's bothered by something. Wonder Twin opening up now.
Sneaky knee to the body there by Seyden.
Doesn't seem like Mclemore has any specific game plan that he is committing to in this fight.
No, he's just so much on the defensive, but I don't think he realizes he's digging himself in a hole right now.
And again, the distance management very far away from Demo's grasp.
I don't know, like you said, if there's a method to the madness. However, Seyden definitely has a method, and that right kick to the head, to the body has been like very successful for him so far.
War of attrition, and Brock Seyden winning it quite convincingly so far. Minute 40 left in round number 2.
The fear here with Mclemore being so defensive, Seyden, he's not afraid of Mclemore at this point. And the more comfortable he gets, the more he's going to throw and the more he's going to sit down. But as you said, the more you sit down, the more you leave yourself open.
I think the bigger topic is the respect that Mclemore has not gained in this fight so far. Brock Seyden can just do whatever he wants in there.
I think sometimes fighters get in the mindset, especially defensively, it looks cool. It feels good to make your opponent miss. But if you're not progressing, you're falling behind in this game. I've said that once tonight already. And unfortunately, Mclemore, due to his inactivity offensively, he's falling behind. Seyden is finally starting to pile it on and put the pedal to the metal, and he could cruise to a victory here simply based off strategy.
Everything is in the right place for Brock Seyden tonight. Cannot commend the patience enough. A very, very methodical effort from him, and Demo just continues to drown in Seyden's deep end. Look at that beautiful movement just to get on the outside.
Beautiful counter, step to the outside. Now Seyden has his butt to the center, and he's just picking away here at Demo.
Demo, to his credit, is blocking a good amount of these offerings, but again, you are losing gradually and then quickly. Third and final frame between Demario Mclemore and Brock Wonder Twin Seyden. Here's a couple replays from round number 2. David Evans, walk me through the action.
It was much of the same here for the second round. We saw Seyden creeping in, just touching, not looking to do any damage, so to speak. When he found his moments, though, he did. That was his nice sneaky knee right up the middle. Mclemore was on the back foot throughout the whole entirety of the round here. And Seyden just constantly got more confident in his striking. The more he threw, the more confident he got. And that gave him the round.
If you're in Seyden's corner, would you try and encourage even more pressure, even more commitment to the strikes, or just keep the game plan going and get the victory?
I would say let's be a little bit more aggressive. I wouldn't say change anything, but like let's approach this from more, let's switch our mentality. He's been touching, getting comfortable. I'm like, all right, let's try to put him out. Let's try to put his opponent out. We know he's not going to come with anything more than a stellar defense.
Seyden and Mclemore, third and final round. 3 minutes remain for Demo to get himself into this. Seyden briefly brought to the canvas by a slip. Now he is just going back to the woodworks on the leg kicks.
Back to the defense. I mean, unfortunately, even though Mclemore has made Seyden miss a lot, perception is reality. We're hearing the gloves bounce off of his arms. We're seeing his feet bounce off of the guard. Those looks like strikes. So if I'm in the crowd or if I'm a judge, it looks to me like Seyden is winning.
I feel Demo could absolutely benefit from trying to pressure a lot more. Getting Brock's face just like that, connect a shot. Minute gone by in round number 3.
You might know a little something, Ben.
Nice elbow from Seyden, now trying to collapse the throat.
Seyden doing a great job just framing off and letting that elbow just flow into the guard there of Mclemore.
But if you're Mclemore, you recognize, hey, the best moment for me in this fight was when I was advancing, when I was pushing forward. Why not replicate that with 90 seconds to go?
It almost feels like to me like Demo, he's drilling out there. He's not even in a fight pace or a fight mentality.
Seyden, minute and a half removed from a decision victory. Might be some style points left for him to add on.
I think it should just be a minute 15 here of doing much of the same.
Especially early in your career, getting rounds like this, getting time is invaluable, David.
There is something to be said for just getting a feel, just going out there and just getting comfortable. However, this is a fight and anything can happen at any moment. So when you have an opportunity like this against an opponent like this who's really giving way, you gotta close the show.
Nice awareness from Seyden to evade and then counter.
Hard head kick there by Seyden.
I like that lead leg kick into the right hand. Just beautiful mechanics of the body, David.
Very little flick of the hip. You can't really telegraph it. You can't see it coming, and it's just flowing up there for Seyden.
You know, we call him the Wonder Twin, but I'm almost encouraged to label him the Iceman because he has just frozen Demo here tonight.
If I don't say so myself, Demo does just seem like he's just in a bad dream, or he's just stuck in drill mode and can't kick it into 5th gear.
I think Demario's definitely going to look back on this performance and be...
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of action, we go to the scorecards. And all 3 judges scored this fight 30-27 for your winner by unanimous decision, Brock Wonder Twin Seyden.
Brock Seyden, the Wonder Twin, finding himself victorious for both the first time as a mixed martial artist and the first time here at APFC.